Hey everybody, Tall's here, and I am somehow back with a new player analysis video. Already? I'm so confused, and I honestly don't even know where to begin with this one. So it's for Mitoma V4, so I need to put some context in to this video. This is one of the newest characters on the Japan version of the game. Which he's going to be much more nerfed, which I'll be showing off. But I am very confused and a little concerned at what they are doing with Mitoma, which I will get into a little later. But let's just kind of jump in at him at level 50 here. So, I wanted to... Oop. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, yeah, we're still, well, yeah, no, we're going with the flow. That's fine, I think. Did I? Oh no. There we go. Whoops. Sorry about that. So looking at his stats here, he's got a lot of special training right off the bat here. He's got a little attention to physical, but he's mainly kick power based off of everything that he gives at 50. He gives about 52% to the shoot special training, which is like actually really solid and probably the highest that you can get for special training at any level 50 unit right now. He's got one tile, which it's an okay tile. It's got shot of depth, which is good, but it's just it's a black-green tile. It's just all right. Nothing to really write home about. It doesn't do anything really outside of kind of improving your condition, which is, you know, helpful, but it's not perfect, obviously, for what we want. And it does kind of bring another issue with him, is that he only gives one inspiration and no extra turns, unlike his V3 counterpart that gave multiple inspirations and up to, I believe, 2 extra turns total if you got one of the skills. But I would say, honestly, if you're lacking special training for your kick runs, you can't really go wrong with him, as he is the one with the highest amount. And I do want to say, like, as a one-off copy, he probably will be like pretty solid. And I say that, which is kind of important, because what they ended up doing for this run was making it so that the pity from the previous V3 banner in the SSR is still ongoing. So it is still carried over. As you can see, like, the V3 copy that I got, I literally cannot get another one right now. If you do, in the like 10 days we have, if they give us enough free multis to get up to that 150 and, you know, grab a copy, I do recommend it, because as I said, he's one of the newest JP units, so he will age better, kind of. So yeah, I would kind of consider that. Or if you already had pity built up and you didn't use it, just grab the copy. Like, you're not hurting yourself if you grab a copy of V3 and V4. That being said, we should probably jump into his level 100, which, God, I hope I have one in here. Thank you. But before we do that, at 65, he does get this purple, bright purple tile, which will give him, like, basically extra turns, but not really. Just wanted to note that, like, if you do get him to 65, he's probably even arguably better, because at 60 he'll get training bonus, and then I think at 65 he gets skill up. So pretty solid even at 65 there, which I normally don't cover, but I thought I'd mention it since he is a semi-limited unit, meaning you might not get all the copies you need or want. Anyway, so at 100 here, he has 110 special training, which is pretty high, all things considered. Very, very valuable there, right? You're trading off like lecture here for the extra special training, which will obviously make runs more consistent. And it also does make him a pretty good friend unit, which I'll talk about a little bit. But he also at 100, he'll get that special lecture 100. It's really repetitive at this point. He's either getting grade bonus or training. He gets the grade bonus here, and he gets the training. He gets the smaller training there. He also, like many other units, his last 2 tiles come at 100. This time they're two phase tiles that they have the same property as his other phase tile on V3 and the SSRs, but the skill is really good. Obviously, he doesn't consume Condition and Awakening or Extreme, and activates 3-stage grade bonus, meaning that the percentage will pretty much always be higher, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. He also has that grade bonus level 2 as well, so even more consistent on always keeping that up. It's pretty important to note. And then this is basically the only reason to use him right now, is Initiate Offense, as after you score, you can boost your kick power, speed, and technical of all teammates up to twice. So this is after any player on the team. Any player on the team with this player scores a goal. I'm assuming that means like if anybody scores and somebody has the skill, it boosts all. So if you can stack this on a couple characters, that's pretty good. Kind of unlikely, but if you can get this onto your forward, it is very ideal. But that is kind of only the case if you have Rin V2 at 100, or honestly, you might be able to train Rin V2 at 65 now, but that's kind of something I didn't really want to get too into in this video, but it's a possibility now that we have him. But yeah, he's pretty like repetitive. He's easily the second best kick support right now. Unfortunately, Rin V2 just brings a lot more to the striker role. Holy crap, I only have 1 in my list right now, because he does have the lecture rate. He actually has the same amount of special training. Wow, they must have buffed that, or I might have just forgotten. But he has the same amount of that, and then he has the same lecture rate and the grade bonus, and then he also has AT in here. And this tile is still probably one of the best tiles. They also upgraded this tile to a bright gold recently, so yeah. And his skill is that he gives when training is Fierce Demon Shots, whereas I haven't used Mitoma V3 on this, or V4 on this account to train, but he only gives midfielder compatibility, the double circle right now, which is on like 3 other units, so there is no reason to like it just kind of feels really bad getting that. I don't know why they didn't go with another skill, because it's completely different on JP. I just don't understand what they were doing with that. They were not cooking. But I guess decent segue to jump into him as a player. So we're gonna do my favorite thing. I do this every video. It's my favorite thing. I love scrolling the match skills on PWC. It's my favorite. So yeah, we're just going to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and there we go. All right, so as a player, I do want to note at 50 he is trainable. This is because when you look at his special ability, after he gets his skill, so after checkpoint 1, you will go into gold concentration and get awakening. And then during the last match, which is there's stage 1, then there's checkpoint 2, then there's the final match, and then final match 2, he'll get three guaranteed extra turns. So that makes it a turn that's normally only 2, 5 every single time, which is really good for actually training him. And so his only match skill links are with the World 5 units, and I think this is how it stays even on JP. That's what players were telling me there, which is kind of disappointing. Basically, the only skill that's really worth noting here for this video is going to be physical ability, because it's brand new. So this will boost interception success rate during your opponent's passes. You need a certain amount of technical threshold and speed threshold, and then it goes up to 10 times. It's very easy to meet the requirements on To the World. The other ones that he gives are Standout and Speedster, which are like okay. Like Standout's fine. Speedster is like good, but the thing is that the V3 version has the same 3 skill links. So if you've leveled V3, you probably just use him instead. Or you can use him instead. So yeah, it's a really weird change. You're basically changing out Crossroads, which was decreasing shot range, for boosting interception, which arguably is a little bit better now because we have a lot of intelligence in the game, but it's kind of a little lackluster overall. I guess it's also a good time to look at his player skills, and we'll start with the gold one once we get down here. So it's called Nimble Hope. At the start of the match, it boosts his kick power and breakthrough success, which is a little weird for a pure kick unit, or like a classified kick unit. And then his rainbow, or his alt, is it boosts breakthrough and shot success. Additionally boosts his technical and kick power until the end of the match. He can use it twice. So, like, his growths over here suggest he should be physical, but everything else is like technical. So he's kind of like a midfielder that you want to either choose technical or fizz and then get like a decent amount of kick power in. And that's kind of the best I can suggest for using him. But then it kind of makes everything weird with all the World 5 units, because half the World 5 units want to be midfielders at this point. So good luck with that. Yeah, he's just a really weird drop. I mean, like, he'll be good to train for most people if like you need like an easy to train character. I did one training and I was able to get him. I was able to kit him with a kick comp that was like kind of jank. I was just doing it just to kind of get everything for the video. Yeah, I was able to like actually make him somewhat usable there. He does have mid shot range too, to keep that in mind. So you can just use him as a regular forward, but you're kind of turning off the rest of his like kit that he comes with. So then the last thing I'm gonna want to touch on, and this does contain spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled on JP, this is, I guess, the end of the video for you. Rate, comment, subscribe. But if you don't really care and are kind of interested at how he ages as a unit, which does matter, and you really want to pull him, I'm going to start talking about that now. So I do have some concerns for this release. It's way too early, which could be a problem, because that might mean that Mitoma's contract with PWC is expiring. There used to be one for a player named Honda on JP, and he never, I believe, signed the global contract, so we never got him as a character, and they ended up making Gagamaru into like a mix of the two of them. So like really weird. So if there is no renewal, we don't know if we'll ever really get reran. Because like I said, Honda ended up never signing, so then we never got him as a unit in Global. So if Mitoma doesn't re-sign, then there's a chance we just don't like get him at, like, we never really get a real rerun. They might buff him. They might buff him to his like JP state eventually with all of his other versions, but like there's no guarantees. So that's like a big concern and something that a lot of us are talking about and kind of concerned about. And then on JP, he's not really good in matches. He's just more of like a total power monster, because he ends up starting with a bunch of stats as well over there. He's designed to be a kick support, but on JP, all of his links, as you can see on the right here, he links really well with all of the... these are training links, by the way. With an extra physical over the kick here. But the kick training links, these characters all like link with each other as is, and I believe additional characters that are good for kick. So he kind of misses out on like some of those other characters. There's also, so he's basically just a physical unit like down the line with his one tile. I mean, it's weird, but like it's, I guess, fine in a way. He will get buffs down the line. His special lecture rate will go up to, I believe, 140. His tiles will get better, and presumably he'll get his actual like training gold skills that he gives out. But we don't know when that's going to be and how long that's going to be, because when we got the movie Nagi and Reo, or as they're called, X Nagi and X Reo, we got a Nagi buff eventually, like a couple months after his release, to bring him a little bit more line tile wise, and then we got both of them buffed like a month ago with their tiles and to give them AT, but we haven't gotten their full power yet. So it's been they've probably been in the game for a half a year now, and they're still not at full power. So like presumably we don't get the full power Mitoma here until end of the year, maybe next year. So if you want to wait and play the long term, then sure, go ahead. But it's gonna be tough. I would personally say V1, V3, and V2 all get kind of better buffs within this year. So if you're really considering any of the Mitoma stuff, on the selector you can pick the older ones and the SSRs. Maybe go for that. I honestly think he is a skip. If you can get one-off copy, then I would go for it, because he is useful. But I think overall, like, I would just kind of skip. He doesn't give nearly as much right now, and there are some players who have maxed him, so you can use him as a loner unit when training kick. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You could, I guess, once again, rate, comment, subscribe, like the video. I am gonna get that patch notes video out this week too, don't worry. But this kind of just got dropped on me, and I was like, well, I guess I have to make the video on it now, because this was so out of the blue and just completely blindsided me. So expect the patch notes video maybe in a couple days as well. And with that, yep, I'll see ya.